Hey guys, it's me, Pivot's Queen, and we are back with another chart markup video. This is going to be a quick video. And when I mean quick, I mean quick. Like I might not even have time to edit and add in my intro and outro. This is probably just going to be raw, uncut video. I am a couple hours away from leaving to go on vacation for this week. And I did have some mindset videos for you guys. I think I talked about that in the last video. I recorded it and then I was going to post it for this week, and the audio on them was really, really bad. So I don't have enough time to re-record those. So you're gonna have to wait until I get back from vacation, for me to re-record those and get those out to you guys. So I do apologize because I wanted you to have some mindset to watch while I was away, but I'm not going to leave you guys just high and dry. I'm going to give you something so I can at least share my markups for this week. I'll quickly go over what happened last week and then kind of talk about this week. So for Euro USD, last week we were waiting for the break of this low before we got in for a sell, or the break of this high and or this high, in order to enter for a buy. So just to break down what ended up happening last week, I did take sales. The market did get open, but I waited for this trend line break and I took a short-term sell down to this zone. But once I noticed how price respected that zone, I definitely knew that we were going to probably start to transition into that buying market structure because that was just such a strong hold of that level. And remember, this is a daily level, so we needed a break of this daily level to confirm that we were going to actually start moving to the downside. So we didn't get that break, and then I started to pay attention to market structure. Um, so we had this high, we had a low. Here was kind of like a lower high area that was broken with this push up. So once we got that push up, I was expecting price to kind of retest this area and then continue moving to the upside. So you can see I have like a minor buy entry here. I did take this buy. I ended up getting stopped out at that level. My overall target was to the next zone. Well, not stopped out. That was my first take profit, and then price pulled back and it took me out my break even. But overall, it still respected this level. It retested that area. So once I saw that and I saw the push up, this was news that kind of gave it that really big push. This was like FOMC meeting minutes. But once I got that push up, the break of my 1 hour trend line, the kind of the break of that zone, that was all the confirmation I needed to get in for that buy. If you waited all week for the break of the zone, we got a really nice break and retest. I did get an entry on that retest, and then price broke through that major zone that we were waiting on, and price also gave us a break and retest of that level. So it was beautiful buys really last week. If I map out the market structure for you guys, we had a low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and now we're at a higher high. So buying market structure is really clear for that. So what are we looking for this week? Um, Basically, if price gives us a nice break of this level, we could possibly see it go to our overall target. Now we are stopping at that level because this is, I'm gonna go up, a 4 hour trend line. That's this dark black one that's here. And so we were expecting price to kind of reach this level and then waiting to see how price reacts in that area. So I think we could see price maybe push up to that level. And then we want to wait and see what happens because we have a previous high that's right here. So we want to see if price is going to break that high. If we get break and retest of that level, then price could buy up higher. We could be breaking that sell trend on that higher time frame. So that's something to look out for. Price could push up here, kind of respect this level, and then start moving to the downside again. So that's another possibility. We really don't know what price is going to do once we get there, but that would be my target if price continues with buying market structure. So if price continues to make higher highs and higher lows. Now for vice versa. So for the sell, there is bearish divergence. Here, if you use your RSI and you notice divergence, there is divergence there. Now, if you see divergence, just because you see bear divergence, that doesn't mean you automatically get in for a sell. You need to wait on your other confirmations. So if we see that price ends up breaking this trend line to the downside and breaking the last low, which would be this low here, you can look for sells. But there is another trend line here that I don't want you guys to ignore. So I would just be targeting that trend line, targeting this previous higher low point, maybe just to this zone, right? But I wouldn't go past there. Like that would be my stopping point because price can respect any one of these levels and then bounce up. Um, However, if we see kind of like a break of this zone, then I would look for sales down lower. Again, my stopping point is still going to be this daily level or daily zone. Um, because we want to see how price is going to react. We had a really strong respect right there. So price could come here, respect it again, and push up. So don't take it past that level. But if we do get that break, then we can take it to the next zone. And then just taking things on the zone. So if we break that level, we could keep going. Kind of like this arrows. Let me copy this. Oh, it's still there we go. Okay. And I'm just dragging this over because that would be what I would be looking for if we break this level here. So let me delete these. So we're following structure. If we keep with the buying market structure, then we'll keep looking for buys. Um, Really would set an alert on this tighter trend line that I have here, to see how price reacts because price can come to this trend line, kind of respect it, and then keep going with that buying market structure. But if we break, still wait on the break of this low before you start to look for any sales. And again, don't ignore the stopping points because this level, or this trend line are still places that price can respect and bounce off of. All right. So that would be my setup for Euro USD. So hopefully that made sense. Um, but I don't have anything to add. I do think we could see price push up a little bit more, but I do think we might see a sell coming soon, even if that sell is just like a deeper what's so far? Because we did just break this level here. So price could just kind of come to this trend line. It could just pull back a little bit and then keep buying up. Totally a possibility. But for this week, I think we could see price push up a little bit more and then move to the downside. That's what I would expect. Oh, I totally forgot. I normally announce this in the beginning, but this week is NFP week. So keep that in mind too. The market could be volatile, especially on Friday because that's when the NFP is released. So please trade with caution. Please use proper risk management. Don't over leverage because it really would hurt you. Um, Other than that, that's it for EU. And then Nas, I'm gonna go over really quickly as well. Um, my top-down analysis is pretty much the same on all of these higher time frames, except for the 1 hour, I believe. Yeah. Because 4 hour I have as overall uptrending. Now it kind of looks like 4 hour might be downtrending. I might have to update that. But basically, let me I forgot we got to talk about last week. So last week was pretty simple. We were just looking for price to kind of retest this orange zone and then move to the downside. So I got my retest. I actually got like a really minor trend line break, and once we closed back below this 4 hour zone, that's when I got my entry, and I kind of just held till TP. Um which I got hit here. I know it doesn't exactly look like it got hit, but for me, it took me out at that point. I did try to get a small buy when it looked like price broke and retested this minor trend line. Um, I did have a TP set at this purple zone, and that took me out. This was like a quick sell move, but I really thought price was going to sell down lower. So, I know it's probably a little confusing in there. I would have to go through a lot of detail to kind of break down why I got into that. But just know I got into a short sell, and I did think we were going to sell down to where we were targeting, that daily level that wasn't retested. However, I did notice that there was 4 hour bullish divergence that was happening. Um, and then I noticed that price had made like a new kind of higher low area. And so when price was slowing down, I was like, okay, if price breaks this level to the upside, I'll look for buys. I did get on the in on the break. I normally wait on the break and retest. Um, I don't know why in particular I didn't, but normally I wait on the break and retest. But I got in on that break. I got in when price broke and retested this purple zone because we were breaking above those previous highs. And then I just targeted that 4 hour zone again. So I had a nice move with Nas. If that was confusing or you want me to break it down more, just comment down below and I'll come back to this and kind of break it down a little slower. Um, but just to talk about what I'm looking for this week, basically this was a previous high. So if we, oops, I just want this. Okay. If we see a break and retest of this area, kind of breaking and retesting back above that 4 hour zone, I would look for buys stopping right here at this this blue zone, just in case price respects that and then sells. But overall target would kind of just be this zone top of this channel because I want to see how price reacts at this channel. Is price going to respect this channel and sell down? Or is price going to break out of this channel and continue moving to the upside? That's basically the big question. Um, I think I do want to change 4 hour to selling because we did break that 4 hour low. So I am going to update that in my box here. Let me do that so I won't forget. Um, let's say down trend because we broke through that previous low. Um, Okay, so that's for if we buy, wait for the break of that previous high. Now for sells, I do believe there is divergence already forming, so we have that indicator, but again, we need following confluences, right? So I drew a minor trend line. This was the last low. Since it's really close to my purple zone that price has kind of been playing around, I would just say break and retest of this purple zone. You could sell down to this zone and then break and retest of that zone. You could sell down maybe to this daily level that we're waiting on to be retested. Definitely would stop at that zero. So that was at 265 62.5. That level definitely would make that a target first. But we could sell down overall to where we were attending last week. And it's actually very possible with NFP because we probably will get that volatility that we need to catch or get that move flowing. But wait on all of your confirmations. Do not jump the gun. Uh, make sure you wait for everything. Let me update this as well. Because I put break and retest a previous high for buys. And then break uh low near 2792969. And I'm gonna do break and retest of low for sales. So it could go either way. Um, yeah, I can see it's going either way. But so I would just wait on those confirmations before you get in. The price is kind of sandwiched in right now. So you really want to make sure you're waiting on the breakouts. Alerts for this, I would set an alert on this trend line so I can know when price is breaking that trend line. And then for the buys, you would have to actively be watching it because we are so close. Um, unless you just want to wait for price to kind of break this zone that we had here. Then you could set an alert near this zone, which is near a 28838. So somewhere in that area, you could set an alert and see if price is crossing that level. So you could take that up to the top of our 1 hour channel. So I'm interested to see how this plays out this week. I won't be actively watching it because I will be on vacation. But I will make a video to kind of update you guys on how this ended up playing out and maybe have a more thought out top-down analysis for you guys um, to start the week. And then when I get back, I am going to record those mindset videos for you guys. So you will have that as well. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have any questions, please comment down below so I can answer them for you. Other than that, that's it, and I will see you guys next week. Happy trading.